Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cambly's Black Friday Live. I'm Sean. I work in the support department of Cambly, but I've also been using Cambly as a student for 5 years now. And yeah, in today's live, I'm going to tell you guys about the discounts and then also give you a tour of the website and talk about my experiences with being a student at Cambly. So if you have any questions, please send them and I'll answer them as quickly as I can during the live. So Cambly, it's an online English learning platform and it specializes really well in flexibility. There are tutors available 24/7, so you can take a class at any time, any day. There will always be tutors available. Also, because there's so many tutors, you get to choose, which tutors will work best for you, and so you can take a lot of classes with one tutor if you want, or you can take every single class with a different tutor. There are just so many tutors on Cambly that I'm sure you can find many of them that will fit your learning goals and your learning needs. Also, Cambly, you can take your classes wherever you want because they have an app. So you can take it from your computer at home, or you can use the app and take your lessons on your phone. I used to tutor at Cambly, and I had a student who would always take his lessons in his drive from work to his house because the traffic was so bad. So Cambly really allows you to fit regular English learning practice into every single week with the amount of flexibility that it provides. So let me share with you guys the plans that we offer. Here we go. Cambly has 3 types of plans. These plans are tiered. This means that as you move up a tier, you'll get all of the features from the previous tier. So the very first tier is going to be small group lessons. These are going to be lessons you take with 1 to 2 other students, plus a native English speaking tutor. These lessons all have topics, so like cooking, movies, world news. There's a lot of topics. And then the idea is the tutor will facilitate a group discussion about that topic. So you can actually take the same topic over and over again, and it'll be very different. So small groups, they're the most economic option, and they're ideal for practicing listening and speaking in group settings. Then you can move up to the Private Plus tier. This will give you access to private lessons. So just you and 1 tutor. To practice whatever it is you'd like to practice. Private Plus still has the focus on practicing your conversation, your ability to speak and listen. Some other features that get added into the Private Plus plan are going to be lesson recordings. Your lessons can be recorded, and then afterwards you can study it. Cambly has a lot of features they put in, so it's very easy to find what part of the lesson you want to review. Cambly also provides feedback in those lessons. There's a transcript so you can read everything. I'll show you guys that. I'll show you guys in a few minutes. But there's that feature, and the other feature that gets added into Private Plus are the Cambly courses. Cambly courses are used to focus what you're going to talk about during your lessons. So they're not mandatory. You can take them if you want to, and you can enroll in as many of them as you want to. Then when you enter the class, you can choose which Cambly course you want to do with your tutor, and you'll do the course, the lesson. there's so many courses. I think it would take years to finish them all. And I'll show you guys those in more detail in a little bit as well. And then the last tier is going to be the pro one. This is for students who have a very specific goal in mind. It could be studying for an exam, writing an essay, a presentation for your job, a lot of things related to work and study or school would be perfect for the pro plan. The pro tier adds in pro tutors. These are all tutors with specializations. When you speak with the tutor, you'll tell them what your goals are, and they will create a series of lessons that they'll work on with you. So they'll create a whole structured set of lessons for you to do every week with them. They'll provide feedback. They'll give you study recommendations, things you can do outside of the lessons. And it's all towards whatever that very specific English goal is. So these are the 3 plans. With that, are there any questions? Let's see. We've got from Mana, can I take 2 lessons of 30 minutes in a 60-minute plan? Yes. So if we go back to this page, you can see that you can purchase 1 or 2 lessons. Each one of these lessons is 30 minutes long. However, you don't have to take 30-minute lessons necessarily. For example, the small group has 30-minute lessons available and 60-minute lessons available. So you could use both of your lessons to take one big group lesson. Once you get down to your private lessons, you can actually schedule 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes. So you can combine or divide up lessons however you need, which is just an added flexibility feature that Cambly wants to give. Any other questions right now? Let's see, Agan, is it possible to have a teacher for talking about a specific topic? I think hard topics like physics, mathematics, economics, ooh, yes. Yes. There are so many tutors on Cambly. You would be just shocked. There are so many backgrounds. And I think, especially on to the pro tier where you get really tutors with specializations. But even in the private plus tier, there are tutors with backgrounds in everything. Here, let me just show you. We can go to tutors. And actually right here, we even have an industry, what they work in. So you had mentioned science is one. There's also interests. But yeah, so here we are. Here are all of our tutors who have some level of science background. These are all the pro tutors. There's even more when you are in the private plus tutor or tier. So yeah, you can also get very specific here with whatever it is you're wanting to narrow this down even more. But really, I can guarantee you will find a lot of tutors who can talk about hard and very specific topics. Like absolutely, I can guarantee that, Hagan. Any other questions? And, ooh, can I pause my plan? Yes, Cambly allows you to pause your plan. You can do so, well, they allow you to pause it every 1 to 4 weeks. You can pause it for 1 to 4 weeks. And then after that pause, you'll need to use your plan for one month, and then you can pause again. In order to pause, we just went up here, account settings, subscription, status, and pause. And this will allow you to start a pause. Once the pause starts, you won't be able to use anything on your account. And then, so for example, if you pause your plan for 7 days, you cannot use anything on the website for 7 days. Well, not everything. You just can't take lessons. There's all the other extra features you can still look at. But you can't take lessons for a week, and then it'll add 1 week to the end of your plan. Yeah, anything else before I continue? And changing plans, you can also do that from the exact same place. From here, there's an option to change your plan. You can change your plan on your own if it is upgrading. So that would mean having more lessons in the week, a longer plan, so like 1 month to 3 months, or if you were to move up a tier. So small groups to private plus, you just change plan. I'm not sure if this will, because I have a pro plan, it's only going to allow me to move up to more lessons. If you want to downgrade, you can just speak to customer support, and we're always happy to help. Let me show you where you do that. You come here again and scroll to the bottom and click support. This will take you to the help center, and then at the bottom of the help center is the button to submit a request to us if you ever need to downgrade. We're more than happy to help with that, and we respond as fast as we can. Anything else? Under each lesson plan, it says small group lessons with 1 teacher and 1 to 2 students. Is it possible for me to take one-on-one lessons, or will another student also be joining us? For small group lessons, it is possible to be the only student that enrolls in a specific lesson, and then you would end up having a one-on-one lesson. However, all group lessons have enough space for up to 3 students, which including you. So you and then 2 others. If you do want to take one-on-one lessons, you will want to go ahead and look at the private plus plans or the pro plans. Those will give you access to one-on-one lessons. In those plans, you can also take group lessons if you want to use your minutes, your weekly minutes for that. Anything else? Mohammed, if I took small group lessons and then in the future I want to upgrade it to private lessons, is it possible? Yes, definitely. That's exactly the example of where you would go to the subscription and click change plan, and it'll show you the option right here to upgrade. If you're upgrading in the middle of a plan, the system will automatically calculate the amount of days you have not used and convert that into what your refund would be, and then apply that to the new plan. So changing plans in the middle of a subscription, you're not going to lose anything. Cambly ensures you get the same number of lessons and everything, and so you don't need to worry about changing your plan in the middle, or you don't need to feel like you have to wait until the end to purchase a new plan. Very easy to do it in the middle, and there's no major issues. Anything else? Can I study other languages? Ooh, okay. So I use Cambly to practice Spanish personally, and there were a lot of tutors when I was looking at Spanish. And I know there's other languages as well. We can even go look at, on the tutor page, all of the different languages that other tutors speak. I found they don't necessarily speak it fluently, because all tutors on Cambly need to be native English native English speakers. That's the only requirement. However, there are many tutors that also speak another language. Right here, also speaks. So let's see, Spanish. So I would say you can learn another language on Cambly. The only thing is Cambly is built and designed for teaching and learning English. So you're not going to be able to use all of the other features necessarily. But it is possible to learn other languages on here. My suggestion, though, is to definitely message the tutor before you schedule a class and ask them if they can teach that language. Because I made that mistake of scheduling lessons to find out the tutor only wanted to teach English, which is totally fine. So I just recommend asking before scheduling the lesson. Anything else? How does Cambly Pro ensure that tutors follow a structured IELTS preparation plan with students? How does Cambly Pro ensure? I feel like this is going to be something more on the tutor team that would be able to answer this because they're the ones who manage tutors. But I can show you that, for example, if you're going to do IELTS, I'm sure that they're going to, the tutor is going to enroll you in some of the Cambly courses because Cambly has a lot of courses and IELTS is definitely one of them. So like right here, exam prep, I'm almost positive this is how they would start their your lesson plan towards learning the IELTS. And I think once they work through these courses with you, they'll see where you're lacking. And because they're going to be a pro tutor, I would assume you would take one with a tutor who has an IELTS specialization. So they would know exactly what you're missing and then have activities or have ideas of what to do between these courses to help strengthen where you're having weaknesses. If for whatever reason there is a discrepancy, that's a weird word to use. If there is an issue in the pro lesson where your tutor isn't providing the service that you're looking for with the IELTS, you can always change tutors and you can always message us. We'd love that, just to know and to help make sure our tutor quality is as high as it can be. So if you do encounter any issues, you can always message us. We're always here to help support you and in your learning needs. However, if it's a pro tutor, I know they're going to be great because pro tutors are all just the top of the top. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay, so if there's no more questions, I'm going to move on to show you guys the website. Woo-woo. So after you have a plan and you log in, you'll see at the very top all of your weekly minutes. There are two very important rules. One is that your weekly minutes will reset every Monday at 3 a.m. your local time. So every Monday morning, your minutes will reset. As you can see here, I still have minutes I have not used yet. And if I do not use them before Monday, I'll lose them in the following week. So it's very important that you use all of your weekly minutes every week. The other rule is that you can take a maximum of 60 minutes per day. So you can schedule a 60-minute lesson, and that will be the maximum number of subscription minutes, I should say. Subscription minutes that you can use. If you try to schedule another class in the same day, you can do that, but you'll be asked to purchase extra minutes. So those are the two very important minute rules around your plans. From here, you can also see any scheduled lessons you have. You can see I have one tomorrow with Stephen. 10 minutes before my lesson, this will disappear and appear right up here, where I can click and join the lesson. So very easy to do. Let's see. I think another thing I would love to show you guys with tutors is if you're a beginner, Cambly can work for you. I would suggest taking private lessons. That would be with Private Plus or with the Pro plan. And then when you come to tutors, you can go to Preferred Level and click True Beginner. And this will show you all of the tutors who can help, someone who's just starting. I also recommend adding, if you can, the language that you do speak. The tutor might not be native, but they will at least know some amount of the language to be able to help with any situations. My other thing for beginners is that I would enroll in one of the Cambly courses. This will really help focus the lesson. So like for me, when I go to the grocery store, and I speak Spanish very, very well because I have to speak it all the time. Every week, I'm always going to the grocery store. But then, like, the moment someone asks me to like fix their computer, my Spanish just goes to beginner because I've never even learned the vocab to talk about this stuff. There's sort of topics that don't come up normally in my life. So Cambly courses are wonderful for this because they just cover every single sort of topic that could possibly exist, and they're all, even like the weird ones. So especially if you're a beginner, I would recommend enrolling in these and then taking them with your tutor. They teach you vocab about very specific topics and then allow you to practice speaking about those topics. They also add courses every month. There's even courses that happen they're only available for 1 month. So for example, right now, because Stranger Things has come out, there's currently a course about discussions, all about what's happened in the last season of Stranger Things. And then, let me see, I think the next word of advice I would give for beginners, it would be then in the Progress tab. You can come to Lesson History, and then you can review your lessons. And here, let me show you guys this. This is, I think, like just one of the coolest things about Cambly right here. So you can watch the entire lesson. They'll give you statistics of how you did during the lesson. If you scroll down, Cambly will provide feedback of things you said and how you can improve. So this is in addition to whatever suggestions and feedback your tutor is providing. Then there is a transcript. And when you click anywhere on here, it takes you exactly to where this was said. So you can find that exact moment that you're trying to review or that exact thing you need to listen to by just clicking like 2 buttons. In addition, if you're taking any Cambly courses, they'll appear here for you to look at. And if you guys send any messages in the chat, they'll appear here. And they do the same thing where you can click on it and it'll take you to the part where this was said. I guess beginner, not beginner, I recommend using this to absolutely between your lessons all the time. This is just the best for reviewing. And another cool thing you can do between lessons, let me go back here, is under the Learning tab, there are all of these AI-powered activities. So you can do these on your own time. They're available for any subscription, Pro, Private Plus, small groups. You can come on, go to the Learn tab, and just do these whenever you want. And there's speaking, vocab, grammar, there's reading. I really like these articles. These are also things you could do with your tutor. You just click on a subject and it'll have you review the vocab, read the article, and then it has discussion questions at the end. And I think sometimes this is just perfect to do in one of your lessons, to just practice one of those very specific topics, sort of like the Cambly courses. And then another learning activity I really like is this vocab one, because it looks at your lessons and then finds words that would be really helpful for you to know in order to have that same discussion that you had. So in my last lesson, here we have, it's told me these are words I should be learning, considering what we talked about on November 25th. And you just practice. It gives you definitions and you just choose. I didn't read that, and you can do these whenever you want. They're always available, and you can review previous lessons. So this is just a wonderful way to really learn some vocab that you might not have known existed. Okay, I'm going to take a break here. Are there any questions? Nope, no. Okay, cool. Then let me show you guys some other features. Can we talk about, so scheduling, that's important, right? Once you find some tutors that you like, I always recommend you add them to your learning team, or save them. You can save them by clicking here. Super easy. Once you've found a tutor that you like, you can click on their profile, and these are, every single tutor will have a video, and then just a bunch of information about their English experience, and then just personality wise, so that you can find a tutor that you like, and as a friend and as a teacher. I think here at the bottom, you can go ahead and then just schedule a lesson. If my recommendation is to message the tutors, and always, like what I did for Spanish was I found 15 tutors I liked, and then I sent all of them the same message saying, here is what I want to do in my lesson, and here are my expectations. And I think I had about 5 tutors that responded saying, like, yes, this is going to be amazing. I love it. Let's do it. And those are the 5 tutors I've been using like forever. I've just never even looked since then, because they're just so cool. So I recommend that you message tutors and get a confirmation from them that they can help you with what you're wanting to learn before scheduling your first lesson, so that you don't spend time in lessons with someone that didn't quite fit for you. And for people who have a private, so I guess this is how you would schedule a one-on-one lesson. If you would like to use your weekly minutes to schedule a group lesson, you can go to the Learn tab, Learn in Small Groups, and here we go. These are all done by times. And here's some examples of topics. So business, health and wellness, video games. We can see this one is 60 minutes long. So this would use 2 group lessons combined to take this one. And if we click here, and you just click reserve. Very simple. Once you've met the tutor, you'll see an option to take, well, not for group ones, for the one-on-one tutors. After you take your first lesson, you will see an option to schedule weekly lessons. Let's see if I have someone I can show you. Once you click on the lesson, here, we'll just use this guy, book a lesson. It was next week. We'll just do it here. Okay, yeah, right here. So right now this will allow me to do 1 lesson with him because I've never met John. After I meet him, there would be another option right here to schedule weekly lessons. So same time, same day, same tutor, every single week. So once you have tutors that you know you want to work with, you can schedule for the whole year very quickly. If you ever need to cancel a lesson, you'll want to do that more than 12 hours in advance in order to get all of your minutes back. If you cancel less than 12 hours in advance, you'll get half of the minutes back. If tutors ever have to cancel, your minutes will be returned immediately so that you can reschedule. And if there's ever any issue with that, just click here Oh wait, oh my gosh, I haven't been sharing this tab. Oh dear. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Let me show you guys this again. Here we go. So to schedule a lesson right here and then below here would be the weekly lessons. And okay, and then oh wow, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Dang, no, yeah, no, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Any questions? How took subscription? Okay, so if you, in order to subscribe right now and to get the Black Friday promotion, which is ending tomorrow, so you definitely want to do this fast. We have tonight and tomorrow night. You can click the link below. That'll give you that'll take you right to the subscription page and add all of the promotion codes and everything, or you can scan the QR code, same thing. Then once you get there, you'll take you here. It'll take you here. You can select small groups, private, or pro, and then in all of these, you have the number of lessons you'll take each week. Every lesson is 30 minutes long, but you can combine them. You do not have to take only 30-minute lessons. And then over here, we have selecting if you want to have how long you want the subscription to go for. Obviously, the more you commit, the cheaper the lessons will be as you get up to the year, which is like the biggest Black Friday discount right now is for the yearly plan. Yeah, any other questions? Nothing else? Okay, cool. Let's see what else is there to show on the website. Okay, yeah, no, we talked about scheduling lessons, the weekly lessons. Yeah, you know, actually, I think I've sort of shown everything that Cambly has to offer. There are some cool things here as well in the progress tab with statistics on how well you're speaking. So this will grab all of the data from all of your courses and then provide graphs that show you how well you're doing and how you're improving or maybe not improving. If you don't like, I guess one reason you're seeing that I don't have a lot of things showing up here is because I don't normally record my lessons. So if you also don't want your lessons recorded, you can message customer support and we can deactivate it. It's very easy. There's no problems with that. Just know that the progress tab and the lesson history, they're features that will not work unless, because they have to be recorded. Cambly only records for study purposes. It's only for you to study. We don't, it's all safe. It's all private. And I'd say the last thing is that I guess I'm going to emphasize that Black Friday ends tomorrow. So we have tonight, tomorrow night. If you click the link below, that'll take you to the subscription page and add the codes. And then you can maybe look at it tomorrow. But make sure that you do this before tomorrow night. After that, it's going to go all the way back to normal pricing. And then, okay, another question. Hagan again, how much a subscription for 1 year and 1 hour per day? That's going to depend on where you live because I don't know what currency you're using. But if you click on the subscription page, I can at least show you what it looks like where I live. For 1 year and 1 hour. Okay, here, I'm going to do the private one. For 1 hour would be 2 lessons, 1 year, and here we go. And this is all including the discount of 50% off. But yeah, so in order to find pricing information, because I don't know if you're paying in US dollars, go ahead and click on that link. Okay, if there are any other questions, I'm happy to take them right now, but otherwise, thank you guys for coming. I hope that was helpful. And we hope to see you practicing English with us. It really is, I have absolutely loved it. Personally, all of my Spanish lessons, I've really improved. The flexibility for these lessons is really wonderful because I really have no idea when I can take lessons. So it's take some over here, some over there. And Cambly has been the easiest platform for me by far in scheduling lessons. And also the fact that there were just so many tutors available made it very easy to find just a smaller group of tutors that really worked for my needs. So would really recommend that you can give Cambly a try. Yeah. With that, I suppose I will call it a day. Have a wonderful day or night, everyone. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you soon.